I was wrong in doing what I did.
No! Are you listening?
Hang on, I can't even catch my breath. Hang on.
Sean here. I just want to make a bonus video because I think this would happen. Now imagine you have a friend, and this friend is kind of the creepy friend, but he's been your friend for a couple years. You just tolerate him because that one time he did that thing when somebody did another thing and he helped you out. Lorne would be that friend. You'd be dating somebody, and I think Lorne is the kind of guy who would come up to the girl that you're dating and start conversations with her because, of course, because he's friends with you, she's supposed to be friends with him. Would you say something? Now, that's a question I asked myself. Would I say something to a friend of mine who was coming up, not necessarily talking about sex or dating, but just coming up and talking to her as if they're pals? Then I said to myself, well, it depends. It depends on if she looks at me and says, hey, Lorne keeps coming up to me and he just won't stop bothering me. Then I might say something. However, is Lorne the kind of guy who would stop when you asked him to? I don't think so. Lorne does what Lorne wants. If you tell me don't do it, I don't do it. Yes, you do, Lorne. They can tell you don't do it until you die, and you will still do it. I think at some point in his life, this happened. I think he thought he was friends with somebody, and that person he thought he was friends with had a girlfriend. So Lorne naturally associated himself with that girlfriend and probably went up and talked to her. Should I mention the name? You know what? Fuck it. My cousin Matt. If you had a girlfriend, my cousin Matt was going after her. Especially Jake's girlfriend. Matt had no shame. If he saw something that you wanted, he wanted it. Brilliant guy, genius guy. He's got a secret room in his house where he does projects for a company he works for. But at the same time, we're talking about a guy, no respect whatsoever for you and your relationship. Lorne is lazy. And in Lorne's head, if that girl goes out with you, she might as well go out with him too. Obviously, you're in the group. You got a really good shot. For some reason, some guys get the feeling that if their friend or somebody they know is going out with a girl, it's this weird, well, I know she dates, so maybe I'll try to date her because I know she likes to date guys, and of course I'm a great guy, and I'm going to pursue that. It's like women chasing men with a wedding ring on. You see it in the movies, you hear stories about it, there are studies on it. Men, we just chase anything. So you can't really do a study on that. Ring, no ring, 6 rings, boom. Men are going after it. It's a weird syndrome where if somebody's dating somebody else and you know them, you obviously subconsciously compare yourself to whoever they're with. And if you think you're better, and maybe even if you don't think you're better, you're going to pursue it because you want it. Because obviously, that person must be gold if your friend who you know is willing to date them. So maybe that's the standard, but I think Lorne would be the guy, especially in high school, as desperate as he was. He said he didn't lose his virginity until he was 19. I still don't think he lost it then. So we know in high school, everybody else was banging, so Lorne was like, well, I need to bang. Well, that girl's banging that guy, so, I mean, she'd bang me, right? The drunken idiot, if he was allowed to go to parties, if he could go to parties, the drunken idiot pushing up on every single woman that was sitting there, whether they were with somebody or not. I think it wouldn't matter. And I think it wouldn't matter if Janisha was dating Scott. I don't think it would matter at all. He'd go right after Janisha. So at what point does it backfire? Because if Lorne is sitting in class and he's a classmate of somebody, and they talk to him once, or he sits next to him, he probably thinks, oh, I sit next to that guy. That's how I'm going to start my conversation with this girl in high school. Hey, I sit next to your boyfriend Tom in class. Yeah, he's a pretty funny guy. And Lorne would probably praise the guy. I think he would praise the guy and use him as an end. Yeah, he looked at me one time and he said, "Hey, Lorne, how you doing? You know, we talk a little bit." "Yeah, so you guys are dating, huh? Wow. Well, you know, if you're ever not dating him, you know, I'm available." "Lorne, get out of here, you're a creep." "Oh, she's playing hard to get. It's go time." We have seen in the past, or not seen, we've heard about, came right out of Lorne's mouth. And I told you what I heard, and it matched up perfectly. He will go to your house, even if you're not together. If you make the mistake of riding his bus, and he sees where you get off, Lorne will get on his bike and ride around that neighborhood. Now, if I knew a girl like me when I was younger, like junior high, and I liked her, it was weird. I'd get on my bike, ride around her street a little bit, see if she was out. If she was, we'd talk. But this would be Lorne, who's driving by, kind of peering in windows, looking to see, do I recognize her parents' car? And he would just park right outside. I could see him pretending he has a flat tire, pretending to work on it for a couple of hours just to see if she'll come out. I don't think he would have the guts back then to knock on her door, because she still lived with her parents. But to Lorne, a woman living alone is fair game. One of the scariest stories I think I've ever heard, it was on Forensic Files, which we know Ramona was watching, but Lorne didn't believe her. And don't tell me you were watching Forensic Files, even if you were. This guy, well, he killed a girl, obviously. He was a complete perv. She came home one day, or she was in the shower. She was in the shower, and she came out, and this guy, this maintenance guy, was pretending to work on something. And of course, she freaked out because she didn't know he was in there. The guy got reprimanded. I think he got suspended or he was released, but he still had a key. She came home, went into the bathroom. When she came out, she was attacked and then murdered. Because the guy, now get this, the guy was in her closet for hours. Her boyfriend had come over. They had sex. The guy was in the closet the whole time. The boyfriend leaves. She goes into the bathroom. He comes out, assaults her, and then murders her. Now, do I think Lorne would stay in somebody's closet? Yes. Yes, I do. I think if he could get in the girl's room and stay in her closet, he would. But you know Lorne, on the phone, he puts himself on mute. He can't help but start talking. If she was talking to another boy, I think Lorne would go, I think it would get to him, and he'd come out, she'd scream, tell the parents what happened. Lorne would probably run out the door. Later on, his mom would get called. Lorne would be crying as they're standing there at the door, talking about what a creep he was. The sob story would come out. My son Lorne, he's not too smart, he's not too bright. I promise it won't happen again. Please don't call the cops. I go back and forth on just how creepy he is. I do think he would pursue somebody you were with. I do think he stalked women, even back then. I know what I was told. I do think he stalked women, even back then, because I think he doesn't know what courtship is, and he doesn't know what building a relationship is. It's straight to obsession for him. This weird-looking guy, and even if Lorne was considered cute, even back then if he was considered cute guys, sometimes they got the girl. But for the most part, they were in the friend zone, on the fringes. But I don't think Lorne would be in the friend zone. I think he would be in the creep zone. Because if you made friends with Lorne, he doesn't understand that you can be friends with a woman and it's not going to end up sexual. I mean, it's the same thing as movies today. You got people who think that two men, they can't be friends. They have to be lovers. Or two women, they can't be just friends, they have to be lovers. It's this weird situation going on in entertainment right now. And to Lorne, I mean, shit, this is his dream. He should be going to the movies right now. Well, they can't be friends, they gotta be banging. No such thing as friendships, healthy friendships between people. So I don't think Lorne thought he could ever be just friends with the girl. I think they were in a relationship the moment he decided he liked her. And even if she knew, this is where I think it's dangerous. If she knew that Lorne liked her, if Lorne made it clear that he liked her, even if she didn't like him back, I think Lorne would be extremely overprotective of her. I think he would be watching her every move. I think he would be obsessed with her. I think she wouldn't be allowed to talk to anybody else without getting a scolding. I just don't think any girl was safe ever in his life. And I think this all started with his mom, as I've said before. He didn't like his mom spending too much time doting on his better siblings, his smarter siblings, the ones that might have been on the honor roll at one point, the ones that were participating in after-school activities. I don't know much about them. I don't think anyone knows much about them. Lorne doesn't want to talk about them. They're more successful. They're not living in a dilapidated trailer that looks like a garbage hobbit hole in the middle of Cornville, Maine. They've gone on to make something of their lives. You don't have to be rich or powerful to make something of your life. You just have to be a good person. I think that is the biggest accomplishment anyone can say that they've done. I've maintained my sanity. I've maintained my compassion. This world hasn't jaded me. This world hasn't broken me. Lorne broke the world. Lorne broke his world. And he's never recovered. I'm not exactly sure if he will ever understand that just because he likes a woman, and she knows it, even if she takes the risk of being his friend, even if she's his friend, I don't think Lorne could handle her talking to anybody else. I think at some point it would escalate and she would have an issue. What if she didn't have any men in her life? What if she didn't have anybody that could step up to Lorne? She could have other women over there. Lorne would be like, you need to get rid of them. We need to talk. We need to be fucking talking. As he said to Ramona. His whole life, he has been this creep. He has no respect for anyone, for their relationship. He doesn't like friendships between women and men. He doesn't even like friendships between women and women if the other woman has a negative opinion of him. He wants them gone. Let's take Tiffany and Vex. Lorne's a streamer, I'm a streamer. Well, I'm not a streamer, but you know what I mean. Let's say we all stream together, and Lorne tells Tiffany, let's pretend he didn't know she played Debbie and the other Casey. And Lorne tells Tiffany, you know, I really like streaming with you. We should stream more. And then Tiffany streams with me. He would probably go, well, I thought we were supposed to be streaming more. And I think eventually he would get tired of it, as he did with Winnie. And if Vex and I streamed, I think Lorne would now shift to her. At first it would be, well, how come we don't stream more? Well, Lorne, you're making me uncomfortable. Oh, well, I'll work on it. We should really stream more. I like streaming with you. Even something as, I'm making a point here, even something as simple as streaming that's not a relationship. I mean, it is a friendship or co-workers or whatever you want to call it. I think Lorne, he would just bounce back and forth and he would terrorize Tiffany and Vex. And eventually, he tried to terrorize me, which, folks, Lorne would last approximately 15 seconds. On my way up there, I would listen to the Ramona calls, and I think that would be enough to turn me into the Hulk. I don't know if it would progress to the point where the paper or plastic girl was talking to a co-worker when Lorne was in there. I don't know if he'd see it as a slight that when he was in there, she could talk to that other co-worker when he wasn't there, but concentrate on me, please. Focus on me. While I'm in here, you should be catching up. You should be hearing what I'm doing in my life, and you should be telling me about your troubles and your boyfriend and whether you're single. I don't know if it would progress to that point, but I know he doesn't respect boundaries. Even if the woman is with another man, Lorne doesn't respect it. If the woman tells him no, Lorne doesn't respect it, because I think in his head he sees it as, she said no for now. She said no at this moment. But that doesn't mean that down the road she's not going to say yes, so I'm going to keep going. No probably means yes for Lorne. I just wanted to make a quick bonus video. I hate this guy. I should never have listened to the 8-hour call that was posted earlier today on Zachary's channel, because it's a Ramona saga, and those calls where he's screaming and yelling and no, and he's calling her an asshole and a bitch, they just make me angry. But I really hate this guy. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one.